Okay, so the last headphone surround processor that I have for you tonight is what I consider to be this kind of special tactics, special use category. It's also pretty much one of the more popular options online, but it's not necessarily, again, the simplest. So this is the Astro Mixamp. This is particularly the Astro Mixamp that has kind of a wireless functionality that you can use with any headphone. Unfortunately, the Astro Mixamp 5.8 is discontinued, so you got to kind of find some old stock or a eBay option. Microsoft had some old stock new ones. That's where I got this guy, but they're still kind of hard to find. It enables you to, control your volume while you're at your hip, and then wirelessly connect to a transmitter, blah, blah, blah. So let's look at the transmitter first. If you get it in a kit with headphones, it should come with a PlayStation chat cable. You plug the USB into the PlayStation, either PS3 or PS4, plug that into the transmitter station, which has like an auxiliary input for your mic audio, or if you had like an MP3 player and you want to play music at the same time. Optical out if you wanted to keep playing your music to either other, any other kind of music or speaker source. Optical input from your console. Two USB ports for charging things, firmware upgrades, good stuff like that. And then your power connector. So, this line out to your console, this to your PlayStation if you have one. There's your power adapter. And if you just had the wired version of the Astro Mixamp, it's basically just these guys together. Not a big deal. The controls for it, this is your main volume up to there. And then you can also mix chat volume versus game volume. So you can make, I can't hear my teammates over the game. Switch it this way, you can hear that better. Go this way, and you're doing just game audio. Funny thing about this is the more that you turn down that, obviously the volume goes down for headphones, but it becomes harder and harder to drive the headphones at adequate volume and adequate oomph. So that takes away from it a bit. But it is, wireless between you and the couch. It also comes with all the cables you need to connect, except you're still going to kind of have, a Hero add-on cable, but I'll get to that in a second. To connect to an Xbox 360, they include a 2mm male-to-male jack or cable. This one then plugs into your controller, which I have here. So you wouldn't need this guy because it plugs straight into there. And then this end plugs into your transmitter. One-handed, guys. Well, it plugs into the site that has the controller showing on it. Then that brings your chat audio, for what you say and what other people say to you, in and out to your controller. And then this part is for game audio. And it's actually like a smartphone adapter connector. So it has, the extra rings. And if you're just going to use any other headphone with it, and then you also want to use a separate lapel microphone, we're going to be back with using our StarTech adapter that we saw with the PlayStation, where it has that connector, which plugs into the headphone jack, and then you can use that to plug in your headphones and your lapel mic. This was more kind of intended to use with Astro's things, which have the, smartphone type plug connector. But it's pretty easy with one adapter to get back to using any microphone and any headphone. Overall, though, not the best. It has a bit of a background hiss to it. The cleanest with the least hiss was the Recon 3D for consoles. The DSS is almost as good. This has a fair bit of background noise just because you're sharing the cost of the unit between a wireless transmitter, and then there's a digital analog converter in here, an amplifier in here, and it's like battery powered and it's small and they're trying to pack so much in. It sounds pretty good, but don't let it fool you that you can't do better with a wired connection. So I kind of put this in kind of special needs, special use category. It's not the best budget one, it's not the best sounding one. It's if you want wireless, you get less wires between you and the TV, because you end up having a wire between your controller and here, you have this wired to your headphone, and you have a wire to your microphone, or you have a Boom Pro. So that pretty much concludes my guide. I hope you found it helpful. I am very tired. Hope you guys have a wonderful night. Thank you.